YouTube friends and family, to today's Flag Day decorating edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So, Flag Day is June 14th, and I like to do a little patriotic decorating, and it can kind of carry us through the 4th of July and then Labor Day. So, it takes me right on up to fall decor. So I thought I'd bring you along today. First, we're going to decorate the porch railing, a little bit around the door, and then later in the video, I am going to make a patriotic wreath, but I'm going to use things I have on hand and not spend any money. So not only is this Flag Day celebration, it's thrifty celebration. Stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to do is hang up. Let's see if I get these right. Okay, it's upside down. I was like, why does this look backwards? Okay, some banners. And I can check on YouTube for you all and see if they're still available. This actually says, Home of the Free, because of the brave. So, wedge this in here. Got to be a little fussy about it now. Get it even. So I do keep hooks up at all times. My porch is covered, so they've stayed in relatively good shape for quite some time. So I think my wreath, my bee wreath, is going to look tremendously out of place. Yeah, this one's upside down too. I guess I'm dyslexic this morning. Okay, here we go. Let's push this one back just a touch. Kind of wedge them in here so that they don't blow out and twist and end up in the next town over. So, wreath-wise, one of the problems that I have is there's a narrow space between the storm door here and then the major front door. So I have a flat metal wreath, and I just went through all of my wreath supplies and all of my patriotic supplies, and I found something that I think is really going to work well for a wreath. So again, stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to film this over 2 days, but for you, it will be just a moment. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to hang up some buntings on my front porch. So let me reposition the camera here. And yeah, I'm looking right into the sun, y'all. And by the way, it's no makeup today. That's okay too. All right, stay tuned. So I think these buntings are just stunning. Let's see, it goes this way. And how I'm going to have to position them is to tie them in 3 places and try to get it centered. So, and if you're wondering what this is my non-electric dehydrator. So I have a whole bunch of chamomile in there drying. I'll remove it before it rains tomorrow because I think it's pretty much dry. Yeah, I've had a great showing this year of chamomile. So what I'm gonna do is take this handy dandy bale of twine. We'll cut 3 good sized pieces. And this twine was actually my daddy's. Came out of his barn. So I use it sparingly in ways he would approve. If I've never shared this before, my dad was in the military, served in the Korean War. So grateful for all of you who have served, and I thank you for your service. And I think, you know, Flag Day is a good day to be grateful for the freedoms we do have. And although right now things might seem a little bit up in the air with everything going on, you know, it's still a great country that we live in, and I am grateful for those of you who have fought to maintain our freedom. All right, let's see here. I'll try to get one done, and then I think I will speed myself up so I don't bore y'all to death. And that might have to be tighter, and I've already, oh, here we go. I thought I already lost my string, but I guess not. Did that come out even? Hey, boy, hey. Can't do that twice if I tried. Yeah, that middle one's gonna have to come up for sure. This is gathered in the middle, so it's a little bit heavier. Yeah, I'm using the camera lens here to see how it looks. So what do you think, guys? I will also, there are so many of these on Amazon, all different sorts of styles too. So I'll try to find the one that I got. It might not be super traditional, but I like it. It works. So let me speed myself up. I'll get the other two on, and then I'll bring you back for a final shot of the front porch thus far. Well, y'all, it's a little bit breezy, as you can see by the tree leaves, so some of my buntings are flaring out, but I thought I would just give you an overall look, and then let's walk up on the porch and I'll show you a few more things that I'm using to decorate this year. So I did think this turned out very nice. As far as the wreath goes, I'll probably still make the wreath, but I couldn't stand that yellow wreath, so I switched it up here. And then over here, I have had this door for many years, came from an antique shop, and it says Old Glory County Fair Parade, Hog Callin', Sheep Shearing, Turkey Shoot, Fireworks at Dusk. So I thought that was just a really neat thing to have on the porch. I used to have it inside the house. And over here, I've just added a couple patriotic pieces that I happen to have. Had them for a very long time. And I wanted to share, in case any of you are wondering what this is. This is a mason bee hive, if you will. And do you see what I see? You see the yellow. So mason bees do not sting, they do not make honey, but they're great pollinators. So I put this out every year, usually attract many bees. There are many bees inside each one of these mud daubed up tubes. They're cardboard tubes. So yeah, that's kind of a neat thing. And then underneath here I have a very old Boston baked bean pot that I have had for over 20 years. And it was that shop worn when I bought it, but I thought, hey, that kind of fits with the patriotic theme. So let's get on to perhaps doing some wreath making in the second part of the video. Well, it's actually a couple days later, but I'm finally getting to the wreath, y'all. So I decided I was not going to spend any money on making this wreath. I have a lot of wreaths, but I don't have a patriotic wreath. And I think everybody needs a patriotic wreath. So I have this, it's like a bottle cap. Probably, oh, looks like Walmart is where it came from. I've had this forever, and it says there's no flag like the red, white, and blue. So it fits with our Flag Day, 4th of July, Labor Day celebration. So I definitely wanted to use that. Let me keep this over here. And I have one of these flatter wreaths. It has a little bit of dimension to it, but not like the big wreaths that I make, like what sits over there. Oh, I actually pointed right for a change. Because it won't fit between my door and my storm door. So I don't know if everyone has storm doors. That's what I've always called it. Mine, I have both glass and a screen, so I can get cross ventilation like spring and fall if you want to let fresh air in. And it also really lightens up the indoors. You can lock your storm door and leave your big door open. Probably not as secure, but here in Ohio, I know they're very, very common. So at any rate, this wreath actually came from Hobby Lobby. I bought a couple of them on clearance back last year probably, and I started using the dimensional ones and I like those much better. But let me show you this. Because this is so large, you can see there's the top, there's the bottom. I'm not doing a very good job. I needed something large in diameter, but I just don't want it deep. So I was like, I'm sure in all the mesh wreath supplies I have, I must have red, white, and blue. Well, guess what? No. I have a brand new white that came from Hobby Lobby on their 60% off sale. So this was $4. And this one was less. These are both weatherproof. This is polypro mesh. 30 feet. Okay, they're both 30 feet or 10 yards. This was $8 minus 60%. So y'all do the math, less than $4. I have an itty bitty bit of this red and white stripe, which matches pretty well. So this might be good for some curls. And I had a partial roll as well of this that has like the triple sparklies. So y'all, I don't have kit, not gonna follow a pattern, not really sure what I'm gonna put together. So then I went to the ribbon, and oh, if it was Halloween or Christmas, we would be so set, or winter or fall. So here's what I found, and this is kind of neat. When I cleaned out my mom's house, and y'all know I love strawberries, and I have a lot of strawberry decor in here. I also like cherries. I found this wired ribbon, and it is super cute. So one of the things I think about, and it's old because my mom paid 99 cents for this, and it's 9 feet, and I have 18 feet of it. I try to think, okay, if I have the wreath base that's red and white, can I change it up? So if I use some strawberries, I could change what's in the middle, and it could be spring or summer, either one. And I thought, no worries, I bet I've got some navy. Well, also for my mother's, I have this thin navy. I think this is from my mother's. It's floral ribbon, so it does have wire in it, but I don't have a ton of it. So I'm gonna have to get creative, and again, not try to make it super floofy. I am going to measure out where I want to place, first of all, my pipe cleaners. So unlike the wreath forms you've seen me use that already have the pipe cleaners, this one does not. So the first thing I'm going to do, besides remove the tag, is go around this whole wreath on 2 levels, outside and inside, outside and inside, and put on my pipe cleaners and kind of get an idea how much I need to cut. So I'm going to speed myself up here, and hopefully this won't get too long. I did want to say something else before we get into that. Y'all, my canning videos really kind of went where last year my canning videos were some of my highest viewed videos. So it really helps me out, and I am not offended. Drop me a comment below. What type videos do you want to see? It's not that I can't think up topics, y'all. I have a list as long as my arm of things I'd like to do, but if it is not going to bring you value or you have no interest, then I don't want to do them. Because that would be strictly for me, just because I enjoy doing that task, and I can still do that. I just don't have to film it. So let me know in a comment below. All right, hang tight. I am going to speed myself up, and we're going to try to decide how many pipe cleaners and how many pieces of mesh we need to cut. So stay tuned. So I thought it might be helpful to show you one of the dimensional wreaths. As you see, it's much deeper. And I did want to count and see how many pipe cleaners. These are actually like artificial tree. They're very, very sturdy. So 10 on the outside, 8 on the inside. But let me lay this on top of that. If I scooch down, this is the inside here. I'm sorry, the outside of the wreath, which is smaller than the inside diameter of this wreath. So what I don't know and I'm unsure of is, will this look too sparse? I don't know. What I'd love to have is, you know, some sparklers and streamers, but again, I am trying to make something beautiful out of what I have on hand. So I am going to need a total of 18 pieces of mesh and 18 curls if I decide to use curls. So I'm just gonna have to measure out and see, do I have enough? I know I have enough of the solid red and the solid white, but I'm really unsure about the red and white and the navy ribbon. So let me set this aside and just show you quickly. Again, I don't want this to be too long and boring, but y'all, don't buy cheap pipe cleaners. I've done it. If you're gonna wire your own wreath, get a nice sturdy chenille stem or pipe cleaner. So let me get these open to start. Oh, I forgot my, I don't really need that. And I'm talking to myself right in front of y'all. Do you talk to yourself? I certainly do. So my friend Mary Beth and I did get to go up to Plain City, and if you're a long-time subscriber, you've seen my videos on the Mennonite thrift store. And guys, what I'm gonna do here, and you don't need to see my face for this, I guess I can line up a little better. I'm simply gonna throw this over the edge of the counter. Ugh. And this is kind of picky. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 34 inches and a double curl. So let me scooch this all the way up. And what I have here is just a rotary cutter. It works great to cut through this metallic mesh. And you know, we're gonna roll it up so it doesn't have to be exact. So I need 9 of each color. Let me get those cut and then we'll talk about ribbon. Stay tuned. All right, well, I have 9 of each color curl, what will be a curl, cut pieces of mesh. And then I kind of turned my attention to ribbons. So I like my ribbons to be about 12 inches long. They just go better that way. Unfortunately, I only have 8 of the navy. I have 9 of the strawberry. So my thought was basically every other one, I can add this. And, you know, I may add it on the white or the red. You know, I'll choose that when the time comes. Now, I think I'm going to use a curl for all of the ones that don't have the ribbon, since this is the limit on my ribbon. I still have a whole roll of this if I decide to add a bow, but I don't think I'm going to add a bow. So now that I like to cut everything first, y'all, it just works better for me. So I've got those cut. So a curl would be 8 inches. So it looks like I'm going to have enough to do a few curls out of this red and white. So what we will end up doing here, and it's just going to add some interest, is we'll curl it together like this, and that's what it'll look like. So let's do, well, let's see how many we have, because I don't think we're going to have enough. So we need 9. When you get towards the end of the roll, you have to be a little more bossy with it. It wants to curl up. Make sure you have a sharp rotary cutter. Well, I'm just doing a poor job. 2. And we may have to do half one color, half another color. And that's fine. Come on now. So let me see how many curls I can get out of this and how many times I'm going to have to go back and cut what I missed. And I will bring it back and we'll get started assembling this, a little bit of this in that wreath for Flag Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so what I ended up doing is I had enough to make 6 of the stripe. So I did 6 of the banded red, so the red with the glitter or sparkly at the end. And for the one that does not have the blue ribbon, perhaps we can put 2 of these together. So I'm just going to give it a shot. Hopefully not cut myself. I tried to find the red ribbon, but y'all, I don't know about that. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad. So I did find some sheer, but it's super lightly wired, so I'm not sure if that will even work for a bow or if I even want a bow. So first things first, let's grab our wreath and let me show you how I like to do some people call it a woodland ruffle. It's basically a double curl. And y'all have seen me make this before. You need lots of room. So let me get a clip here. So what I like to do is stretch out my piece, and you do want to roll it 1, 2, 3. And these are just clothespins from the Dollar General. I'm gonna flip around, drop some things on the floor. 1, 2, 3. And then push with your thumbs, pull with your fingers. And we are just gonna curl this up into a beautifully ruffly mesh, almost bow. So I'm just gonna pick a point to start. And let me also say, you can glue these down if that's your preference. That should be over there anyway. So I always start on the outside. So let me place a white. And I am not going to completely tie down the pipe cleaners yet because I'm really not sure what I'm doing. Isn't that funny? So look, let me do a red right next to it, and then we'll see what the ribbons look like that we have in the curls, and then it will be a matter of just kind of fast forwarding for you so that you can see how, wow, get over there, how I create. Oh my word, this stuff is picky, as in it catches things. So 1, 2, 3, clip it and flip it. Yep, and we've got them on the floor. Got ruffles overboard. I need just a little bit more space than what I have. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, and we'll gather it up. And that's what the red will look like. So let's go ahead and place that right next to the white. And what you want to do is lift up the edge and put it in. Let your clamp go. And then I give it 2 or 3 good cranks around. 2 usually does it. And then you kind of want to make your mesh meet together like this. It'll give you a little bit more volume, although volume is not necessarily what we're going for. So I don't think those are too far apart. Now I have to decide whether it gets the curl, which way it looks the best. And I always like 2 ribbons, so let's grab 2 ribbons. So which way should we go? Should we put this over here and this on here? No, I think it looks better the other way. Oh yeah. Okay, so to attach a ribbon, flip the wreath around a little bit. And let me tell y'all, this ribbon that was in my mom's stash, and again, I'll show you, it was 99 cents. This is like fabric. It is the nicest ribbon I have ever worked with. And I've worked with a lot of ribbon. My mom had some pretty great crafting skills, although our style was different. But my mom was, well, more on the ground, an amazing, amazing, amazing seamstress. So, you know, it's very difficult at times to see your mom fail so much and not be able to do those things. But I did go through all of her craft and sewing supplies. Some went to auction, you know, and that helps with her care. And we did well at auction. And some I kept because I will use it. Okay, let's put the curl on and then I'll show you. And a curl is just that. It's just a curl. I like to make them kind of tight. I think they add a little bit. Now that white pipe cleaner is hard to see on the white mesh. All right, that might be a little too tight. Stretch her out a little bit. Okay, so here's what we have going. And as you see, this is going to fit easily depth-wise between the front door and the storm door. So I'm going to go ahead and twist these pipe cleaners down. You can cut them off, which is probably, well, I don't know. Sometimes I like to just roll them up, and I'll show you here what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I would just roll them. So what I like to do is just twist like this to the end, and then just roll it up so it's kind of pretty. That's just too tight, y'all. There we go. Now that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so it just looks like a little white fuzzy. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna put myself on fast forward. Actually, instead of doing that so the video doesn't get too long, I'm gonna keep adding, and I'll bring you back when we finish the outside, and then we can start on the inside, so stay tuned. Well, I'm actually pleased. This is just the outside. I have not done the inside. I'm pleased with how it comes out. It says summer. It will say patriotic. I actually kind of nestled the side sign in there, and really the second row is not going to show a whole lot. So probably what I will do is push it out and nestle that sign in there and wire it down securely. So what I'm going to do now is continue on with the second row. Oops. I think the missing blue ribbon is going to be a non-issue. It's just going to all meld together. So let me put this second row on. I'm going to do this in fast motion. So what I like to do first is open up all my inside pipe cleaners. It just makes it so much easier. So you can see where you're headed. So there's 10 on the outside, 8 on the inside. And I can't remember if I said this, y'all. The curls that I'm doing for the Woodland Ruffle, I cut them at 34 inches. So if you're trying to duplicate a wreath and you want to know what the measurements are, that's what I use both for the really poofy wreaths as well as the flat. But going back to the poofy wreath, it is so dimensional, and I usually have more ribbon curls, etc. So let's go ahead and do this inside on fast motion. Stay tuned. Okay, well, now we have to decide, is the sign gonna sit on top, which is gonna create a lot more depth, or can I kind of nestle it in? And I really prefer, I think, it inside because I do not want it hanging up on the screen door. So I was worried this wouldn't be full enough. Yeah, it's fine. And I don't want things covering up the message because, I mean, that's the whole point, right? So I will wire this in. There's a little hook at the top, and I'll give you a better shot here shortly. So what I am going to use instead of typical wire, which is a much finer gauge, is a heavy duty florist wire so that it doesn't come off. So I'm just gonna take a piece, cut it. And one of these plastic needles are so great to feed things through, so let's flip it. And I can adjust it in front. And I don't think I'm gonna really need the needle. If you're going through the mesh, you definitely need the needle, or it makes it much easier, let me say it that way. So all I'm doing is I'm gonna come through this little hook that's actually welded. And I'm going to really tighten it down. Just lots of twists. And so it doesn't scratch the door, I will cut this off, leaving a little bit of a tail, and then you can just weave it right back in. And I'm gonna cut this wire that I put on there off as well. All right, so let me get readjusted here with the camera, and I will show you what our final wreath looks like. Stay tuned. Please excuse the glare. This might be better, but y'all, it turned out so nice. So just a quick peek. I ended up putting some blue pillows here. I left my star. I have a few decor there. My banners here. I put this does not get wet, so I put like an indoor type rug that was in blue. My star is over here. I am just totally thrilled with how it came out. I hope you all have enjoyed today's patriotic video, nod to Flag Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, all things patriotic. Don't forget to drop me a comment about content that you would like to see other than canning, because obviously it's not that. And I so appreciate each and every one of you, the time you spend with me. I feel like you're right here with me. Don't forget to smash that like button. I will see you all on Saturday. I believe this is a Thursday video. So until then, be well, be healthy, be blessed. I'll see you very soon. Take care.